So this movie was exceptionally good. This movie is supposed to rival the first installment of The Predator. This movie deserves praise. Are you out of your fucking minds? Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss Prey. Now this is a brand new sci-fi horror action film available on Hulu, and it stars Amber Midthunder. Now before I get into just why everybody is so eager to praise this mediocrity, I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, then we're going to come back and discuss. Do better, just do better. You're gonna have to do a lot more than provide me with a little pandering, a female lead, a little diversity, a little representation for me to root for your film. How about just make an all around 100% thorough good movie? This was not that. It wasn't.
Go back.
You guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me. Let's get into this movie. But before we jump directly into that, let's just start off by discussing the Predator franchise as a whole. The franchise has been very inconsistent and lackluster throughout the years with their releases. Now, of course, we have that 1987 Arnold Schwarzenegger classic first Predator. From a visual, technical standpoint, it is wonderful. Not only that, but the script, the storyline, the acting, the characters, everything is so memorable. Everybody is so quotable. You know, you are one ugly motherfucker. You know, what the hell are you? Or of course that maddening ass cynical laughter that the Predator lets out in the end when he's about to self-destruct. All classic moments. And then of course we have Predator 2, where we took the Predator and the whole scene out of the jungle and we went to Los Angeles, starring Danny Glover. Now, is it just as good as the first Predator film? No, it isn't, but there is still so much that I liked about it. I like the switch up in scenery. Danny Glover did an awesome job. We have, you know, the performances of King Willie. We have Bill Paxton. Who doesn't love Bill Paxton? And then we also have the campiness going on in the movie with Gary Busey just straight up hamming everything up. Still very memorable, still very quotable, and I absolutely love the Predator design in both of those films. And then we get into the later years and the later installments, and they begin to just become completely lackluster and downright bad, just not able to recapture what made those first two films, especially that first one, so great. Now, Predator starring Adrian Brody, I didn't, love it, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't all that great either, but it did make a genuine effort to get back to the franchise's roots. And then we get into flops like The Predator, and we also have the Alien versus Predator films that I feel like never did much to help the franchise at all and was just always some cash grabs. So a lot of people have lost faith in anything that the Predator franchise has to offer. But along comes Prey. That's not only different, but it is a prequel. It manages to try to pay homage to the older films while also becoming its new thing and having a brand new female lead. Unlike the other installments, we offer up a new setting, a new atmosphere, a brand new Predator design. We go against stereotypes, and we have this rebellious female lead character in the Comanche 1700s of all places. We even offer diversity and authenticity through the representation of the Comanche tribe. We even have the female lead be of indigenous descent. She is never sexualized in the film. She's allowed to be strong, smart, and driven. They even take out the time to try to flip the franchise around as far as what it really means to be a predator. She's considered prey, not seen as a threat, but she has several other attributes outside of her strength that makes her a worthy opponent. What could be the problem with this film? So much. Now, to start off, Naru as a lead character has zero personality and is so unlikable for majority of this film. She has absolutely no character growth throughout the entire movie, and her only motivation the entire time is, I want to be a hunter because you guys said that I couldn't. Now, my problem with that is us getting into this whole I am woman king, hear me war ass thing that's going on in Hollywood, where they are trying to pander to a certain demographic, and it's all about uplifting the women, which I am a woman, so I am always for that. But we don't have to completely disregard writing, continuity, plots, character arcs, and likability to do that. I never felt like I really got to know her or even really wanted to grow with her as a character. I never felt like all of her actions were completely justified and she was so encouraging and a really noble character. More like annoying, selfish, dangerous, all around just downright stupid. The first hour of this film felt a little boring and a little slow because of that. They spent so much time trying to set her up as being the smart character who is being dismissed and disrespected as a female who wants to be a part of a male-dominating hunting tribe. She wants to prove herself and is simply willing to sacrifice the entire tribe to do so. And let's not forget to mention that she is given a fair opportunity to prove herself to the tribe in the movie. But when it comes down to it, like, who cares? There is no real character development happening for anyone here. All the characters that are put on screen are one note, they're boring, they're plot armor, and they are really, really sacrificial. Now, I am not super familiar with Amber Midthunder to say that this is the best she has to offer as far as acting, but what she had to offer here was so poor. Like, she was so boring with her delivery. It was like she needed some acting classes. She was so stoic, so wooden, so stiff. There was no passion behind anything. Like, it was just poor. It was bad. I did not like it. But it's not like it was just her. The script was so lackluster here. It left a whole lot to be desired. It was not anything fantastic. Every little piece of dialogue was just an excuse to deliver, I want to be a hunter. I am woman, hear me war. You go back to the camp. You can't handle your, like, what is this? Stop. We have all of this constant projectile, lackluster lines of, you think I can't handle myself? I'll show you. And then we go out of our way the full first hour of the movie to make her look like she is incapable of handling herself. Having zero aim, constantly on the brink of death. She is constantly being captured, being entrapped, whether she's in a bear trap or she is being captured by some French predator hunting barbaric ass savages. Like, she's just constantly putting everybody else's life in danger to prove the point of, I am woman, hear me war. I can hang with the big boys. I want the same accolades. I want the same position in the tribe. Okay, yes, be that, but don't kill us for it. There are too many moments in this film where she is literally surviving by the skin of her teeth and just complete safety plot armor because we need her to be the lead to survive to the end. These things do not work in the movie's favor because they want us to believe that she is just so freaking handicapped in the beginning of the film, and over like the course of a day, she turns into a full-blown Matrix warrior ninja assassin, and she is able not only to combine the things that we knew her to be strong for, like the tracking, being able to use certain herbs, but no, she just gets the strength of 10,000 men, all of these fighting capabilities, only when it's convenient for the plot. I hate that. It made me think of Ripley from the Aliens franchise, or Sarah O'Connor from the Terminator franchise, Furiosa from Mad Max, hell, Beatrice Kitty from the Kill Bill films. It's such a good time to go on that journey with them, just, wrecking, being savages, being women, taking control, being just completely ruthless, growing, fighting, conquering, and eventually succeeding. I could not find myself at any moment having those same feelings for our character here, and that was so unfortunate. Now, getting into things from a technical standpoint, the fact that there was no pushback for her antics or the way that she decided to go rogue and behave from the Comanche tribe in this era of time was really amazing and kind of unauthentic to me. I kind of expected something on that front. And then when we get into the era that we are supposed to be in and the way that a lot of the lines and the delivery is happening, it really feels like we are in modern day and we're just on some reserve. And then, of course, we have the visuals. The poor excuse for CGI was definitely in effect here. What I love most about older films is just the practical effects. And with a lot of what they had here as far as effects, a lot of the things that were CGI'd in were just not even necessary. Majority of the animals were CGI, like the freaking bear. But, hey, it's a bear. Why do we have, the wolf, a typical snake, certain bugs, just certain parts of the atmosphere being CGI'd in? Speaking of that, let's get into the design of the Predator. Like, this movie decided to go, the typical route with the Predator and slowly unveil, what it really looks like. And then, of course, this is a prequel, so we just have him kind of scoping the area out and just like, okay, let me scope out the scene and see who the true predators are. Okay, this is a wolf, okay, this is a bear, we're moving up the ring all the way until we eventually kill the brother. We knew where we were going with that. But for majority of the time, the Predator is in active as camouflage mode. How do we mess up CGI camouflage mode? Like, it was really ridiculous. At some points, it just looked like this jello blob just moving around. Like, I was just really disappointed on that front, just as much as I was disappointed to see that CGI lion attack her in a tree. Now, as far as the creature design of the Predator in this film, I actually didn't mind it so much. Is it my favorite? No, but I didn't mind the switch up, especially with this being a prequel. But boy, where did the strong characteristics of the Predator go? This was the most easy to take down, easy to injure, just shitty Predator that I have ever seen. That strong allure of what makes the Predator so fascinating is that it's just so relentless, it's resourceful, damn near unstoppable, it's skilled, it's a really intelligent creature. The pride that it takes in the hunt, the kill, those trophies, that's what we love. And this movie managed to strip the Predator of all of that almost completely. I mean, was this supposed to be like I went down to earth and got my ass whooped and for future parts of the franchise we regrouped and reassessed and now we're the skilled badasses that you know us to be? Like, what was going on here? He was so easily injured, so easily captured. Like, I just did not have a good time. The Predator franchise is just about the lead. It's about all those obstacles that the Predator places in your way for you to overcome. It's about, the savagery, the bodies dropping, which they did, try to give us one decent scene. We had that scene with the Comanche tribe, when they're trying to drag her back forcefully. And we have that first real appearance of the Predator. And oh Lord, those battle cries out when they were dying. That shit was hilarious. But we have that momentarily, but they have a really big moment, I guess, with those French barbaric ass savages who are just out of nowhere hunting for the Predator. They, try to give us something there, but it's very quick. It really didn't deliver on that front for me. I definitely wanted more. This movie invested a lot of time in that ending scene of what they needed the lead character to be. And for her to become that badass in the end, they even have a little decent standoff. I thought in the end that we would have, my simple self after she figures out that, oh, we're on an even playing field, pretty much I was captured as well as my brother. We are going to, you know, get each other out of here. And, you know, he gives her that motivation, that grand speech of, you know, your plan for the lion, it actually worked. You do have something to offer. You are strong. And this just pretty much puts the battery in her back in that moment. And that klutz that we had spent so much time with in the beginning, all of a sudden she's Xena and warrior princess. And she just goes off. But I thought at that moment that it would be a collective and we would get, you know, a brother-sister tag team. And but like she had her skills and she had already learned about, oh, I can go into stealth mode too using my herbs, all of these smart resources. Things were on point. No, he sacrificed himself and, you know, was killed off. We don't need we don't need that. This is I Am Woman. We don't need a brother tag along. It's like, yeah, this is as far as I go. Like, oh, you just about to die? So in the end, we had her to outwit and outsmart the Predator solo. And we have a dumbass speech from her, of course, because that's what this script consists of. A lot of dumbass statements being made. The way that she was able to take down that Predator was completely laughable. Yes, like many parts of the movie, we got some nice shots, but the whole thing with the mask and the Predator killing himself with his own, I was like, what? The movie was sure to uplift her journey all of a sudden in that moment and have her become super duper resourceful of the things that she kind of failed on in the beginning. And it's just like, okay, yeah, I can put this with that. We kind of got a return to the first installment, and we got, you know, some things from the second installment too with the gun, like a lot of callbacks, which were okay. There were several callbacks here, but it didn't always feel like homage to me. They weren't really done super well and they came off a little cheap. But they did have her like, oh, I learned how to use this gun. I learned, you know, how to use this enemy to my advantage, and have him, you know, hold up this gun to distract the Predator for me to shoot him in the head while I'm in stealth mode, you know, that whole thing. And then, you know, using the sinkhole, it, you know, it came together, but they were sure to weaken the Predator in every aspect that we know it to be really strong in from other countless movies, just so she could prevail as our female lead. But you know, that's Hollywood. Well, you guys, that was my review for Prey. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop down and tell me what you thought about it and what you think about this film as a whole. Do you feel like it deserves all the praise and all the accolades? You had a good time. You were sitting on the edge of your chair, and, you know, maybe think like some others, like, oh, this is up there. This is even better than, you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator. This is the best. Or are you more on the fence with me and just feel like, you know, it's a Tuesday. It was just an okay film. I look forward to reading you guys' comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I see you guys next time.